And last but certainly not least is our fifth hero, and that's Richard Reed, who's the co-founder of Innocent Drinks.
I was thinking about this on the way in this morning, and I realized I can remember to the exact moment when I first decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was a 16-year-old kid, and I had a summer job working in a dog biscuit factory. And it paid £2 an hour, and my job was to be on my hands and knees picking up the dog biscuits off the floor that had fallen off the conveyor belt in the factory line. And I remember thinking to myself, this is not a great job, but I could do a better job if I had a broom, so I could sweep them up rather than to pick them up by hand. So I went up to the foreman in the factory and said, oh, by the way, you know, could I have a broom? And he looked me dead in the eyes and said, son, you are the broom. I thought there has got to be a better way of earning money. So I left that afternoon and set up a little lawn mowing business in my village called Two Men Went to Mow, just by sticking flyers through people's letterboxes. And that gave me a sense of actually, you know, there's no rules. You can sort of create the change that you want to have happen. And so that was my sort of entrepreneurial light switched on. Innocent was set up by myself and my two closest friends. So the business has been born out of friendship. We firstly decided as a group of 3 friends that met at college, it would be fantastic to go through life together, working together with a business that we could be proud of. And the original mission for Innocent, it remains the sort of the driving motivation today. And it sounds a little bit cheesy, but we're all about trying to make the world a little bit healthier. And we talk about that in 2 ways, in terms of the products that we make, so they're always going to be natural, healthy, delicious products, so they're actually good for the people that consume them. But then there's a very strong ethical side to the business in terms of how we procure, the fact that we give 10% of profits to charity, that we've been at the front edge of using recycled content, carbon measuring and monitoring, reducing across the business system, things like that to make sure that the footprint of the business is less. Again, humble beginnings. We sold our first smoothies from a market stall. Our day 1 of sales was 24 bottles. Our day 2 of sales was 0 bottles. It was a terrible start. But 10 years later, we're now selling about 2 million bottles a week in 14 countries across Europe. And the mission continues. I think Dell's sort of weirdly, for a technology company, I think I might be right in saying perversely the reason why we use them is because of the human side of the business. It's the service culture that Dell have a good reputation with us internally as not just doing what they say they're going to do, which I think is relatively rare in business, but that they do it before they say they're going to do it. So that speed of response time has been brilliant, because as a business we've grown from being 3 to 250 people, and just to get simply the hardware in the building on time to get the people running has been great. The other thing where I see the sort of the Dell products being used, and it's not dissimilar to Tony's, is I have teams of fruit buyers that spend their lives out in the fields of Guatemala or Mexico or Honduras, but they need to be real-time working from the business as well. They're out there checking that the oranges are okay, but they need to be talking to the people back here. And the fact that they can, with their little sturdy laptops from Dell, work in the field in Honduras as if they were sat in fruit towers in Shepherd's Bush is tremendously enabling as a business that's all about connecting back to nature. So I think it's something to do with the technology, but it's also something to do with the human side of the business, is why we guys work with you guys.